Have you ever listened to a rock song and been impressed by its energy, lyrics, or iconic riff, only to find out later that it wasn't original? Yes, rock lovers. Today, we're going to talk about those songs that we thought were from our favorite bands, but are actually covers of other artists. That is to say, we will talk about covers. And not just any covers, but 10 famous rock songs that you probably didn't know were covers of others. Get ready, because this may change your perception of some of the most emblematic pieces of the genre. Before we start this video, remember to subscribe and like it. Let's start with a song that many consider a rock anthem, but actually has its roots in folk music. I'm talking about Hallelujah, the emotional ballad that Jeff Buckley popularized in the 90s. Although his voice and guitar gave it a unique touch, the song was originally written by Leonard Cohen in 1984. Cohen, a master of musical poetry, created a piece filled with religious symbolism and raw emotions. However, it was Buckley who took it to another level, making it a modern standard. Interestingly, Cohen took years to write the more than 80 verses that make up the song, and Buckley selected only a few for his version. Did you know that there are hundreds of versions of Hallelujah, but Buckley's remains the most iconic? Now let's talk about a song that many of us associate with 1970s progressive rock, Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann's Earth Band. This song, with its catchy beat and enigmatic lyrics, was a smash hit in 1976. But did you know it was originally written by Bruce Springsteen? Yes, the boss included it on his debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park, NJ, in 1973. Springsteen's version is more folk and less electric, but Manfred Mann gave it a radical twist, speeding up the tempo and adding synthesizers. The funny thing is that many people think the lyrics say, revved up like a deuce, but it's actually cut loose like a deuce, a reference to a Ford Deuce coupe. Even mistakes can make a song famous. Let's continue with a band that needs no introduction, the Beatles. Their version of Twist and Shout is one of the most energetic and memorable in their repertoire. But did you know it wasn't written by Lennon and McCartney? The song was originally composed by Bert Burns and Phil Medley, and was first recorded by the Top Notes in 1961. However, the version that really popularized the song was by the Isley Brothers in 1962. The Beatles recorded it in 1963 for their Please Please Me album, and made it an instant classic. In fact, legend has it that John Lennon recorded his vocal in one take because his voice was so worn out that he couldn't do any more. That intensity is what makes it so special. Now let's talk about a song that many consider Jimi Hendrix's masterpiece, All Along the Watchtower. This piece, with its psychedelic guitar and apocalyptic atmosphere, is a rock icon. But did you know it was written by Bob Dylan? Dylan included it on his album John Wesley Harding in 1967, and his version is much more folk and less electric. Hendrix recorded it a year later, and his interpretation was so powerful that even Dylan admitted that the song no longer belonged to him. In fact, Dylan started playing the song live more like Hendrix's style than his original. That's the power of a good cover. If you're liking the video, remember to subscribe and leave your like. Another song that many don't know is a cover is I Love Rock and Roll, the anthem by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. This song, with its catchy riff and rebellious attitude, was a huge hit in the 1980s. But did you know that it was originally written and recorded by the British band The Arrows in 1975? Joan Jett heard the song on British television and knew immediately that she wanted to record it. Her version, released in 1981, became a generational anthem and one of the biggest hits of her career. Oddly enough, the Arrows never achieved the same level of fame, but their song lives on forever thanks to Joan Jett. Now let's talk about a soul classic that crossed borders thanks to rock, Aretha Franklin's Respect. Although Aretha is the undisputed queen of this song, it was originally written by Otis Redding in 1965. Redding's version is slower and has a different approach, but Aretha gave it a feminist and energetic twist that turned it into an empowerment anthem. Did you know that the famous R-E-S-S-P-E-C-T and the Sock It To Me were added by Aretha? She completely transformed the song. Another surprise is Tainted Love, the soft cell hit that dominated the 1980s. This song, with its synth-pop sound and infectious beat, was originally written by Ed Cobb and recorded by Gloria Jones in 1964. Jones's version is more soulful and less electronic, but Soft Cell completely reinvented it, giving it a dark and modern twist. Did you know that Tainted Love is one of the most covered covers in history, with adaptations in multiple genres? Now let's talk about a song that many of us associate with 80s glam metal. Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot. This song, with its powerful riff and catchy chorus, was originally written by the British band Slade in 1973. Slade was one of the most popular glam rock bands in the 1970s, but it was Quiet Riot who brought the song to massive success in the United States in 1983. Interestingly, Quiet Riot initially didn't want to record the song, but their producer insisted, and boy, did he get it right. Another surprise is Black Magic Woman, the Santana classic that many believe to be a Santana original. Actually, the song was written by Peter Green and recorded by Fleetwood Mac in 1968. Santana covered it in 1970, adding that Latin and psychedelic touch that made it famous. Did you know that Santana also fused the song with Gabor Szabo's Gypsy Queen in his version? That's innovation. Finally, let's talk about Whiskey in the Jar. The Metallica hit that many don't know is a traditional Irish song. This piece, with its story of betrayal and revenge, has been covered by multiple artists over the years. Metallica recorded it in 1998, giving it a metal touch that made it reach new audiences. Did you know that the song has centuries of history and has been adapted in multiple cultures? What's fascinating about these covers is how they reflect the evolution of rock. Genres that blend, messages that are reinterpreted, and songs that are reborn with each generation. From Dylan's folk transformed into psychedelia by Hendrix, to Otis Redding's soul-turned feminist anthem by Aretha, these covers not only pay homage, they rewrite history. And perhaps that's the essence of rock, borrowing something and setting it on fire. So there you have it, 10 famous rock songs you didn't know were covers. Which of these surprised you the most? Covers are a fundamental part of music, allowing songs to reinvent themselves and reach new generations. And sometimes it's the cover that ends up being more famous than the original. That's the magic of music. If you like this tour, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this one. See you next time, rockers. As always, if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. See you in the next video.